There are days when our body changes, our life changes, and everything we thought was ours quietly rearranges itself. Days when the mirror is hard. Days when the looks weigh more than the music. This note is for those days, to remind you that dancing anyway isn't a heroic act. It's an act of self-love, and that in that small, stubborn, repeated choice, that millimeter of decision, everything else is held up. It's dedicated to anyone who has ever looked at herself in the mirror and doubted her right to dance. And to Alicia Alonso, who taught us that you can dance Giselle in its entirety with your fingers, when the rest of your body cannot. There are gestures that never make it into a video. They're not a grand jeté, they're not a fouetté, they're nothing that films well. It's the gesture of your hand reaching for play on a day when everything inside you was asking you to stay still. It's the gesture of taking off your shoes after a class at home where nothing worked and deciding, quietly, that tomorrow you'll put them back on. It's the gesture of looking at yourself in the mirror when the mirror isn't giving you back what you wanted to see, and not looking away. Those gestures, those millimeters of decision, that's dancing anyway. Because the weight of anyway is real. Anyway is the looks that have opinions about your body before your body has opinions about itself. It's the bodies ballet says you should have, and the ones it says are in the way. It's the voices you carry inside without having invited them, the ones that say it's too late, that it's not for you, that who do you think you are? Anyway is the fears that don't get spoken out loud but get danced anyway, tucked between the bones. And sometimes, anyway, is the broken dreams, the ones you had at 12, at 20, at 30, the ones you thought would turn out one way and turned out another, or didn't turn out at all. Let me tell you about someone. There was a Cuban dancer named Alicia Alonso. She was 21, mid-performance, when the world began going dark on her. Retinal detachment, both eyes. 3 surgeries, a year and a half lying in a bed with sandbags on either side of her head so she couldn't turn it. She lost her hair, she lost her muscle. She almost lost the ability to stand. And still, during that year and a half, Alicia danced Giselle, the whole ballet, with her fingers, moving her toes across the sheet, rehearsing every step from the moment the curtain rose to the moment it fell. She learned the ballet with her mind because her body couldn't. When she came back, almost blind, she found a way. She danced by following colored lights on the stage, by trusting, absolutely, where her partners would be. She danced until she was 75. She never fully got her sight back. She never stopped dancing. I'm not telling you this so you can compare yourself. You don't have to be Alicia. Your story doesn't have to be epic to be true. I'm telling you because I want you to know that dancing anyway isn't a heroic act. It's an act of self-love. It's choosing yourself over the looks. It's telling your fears they can come with you, but they don't get to drive. It's honoring the dreams that are still alive, even when others have broken. It's knowing, somewhere very deep, that art is not a luxury. That in a world that sometimes drowns us, dancing is a way to breathe. That's why we dance when no one is watching. That's why we dance in living rooms, in kitchens, in narrow hallways, in front of mirrors that once hurt us. That's why we dance with the bodies we have, not the ones we were told we should have. That's why we dance on the good days, and especially the other ones. That's why we dance when the body changes, when life changes, when everything we thought was ours is rearranging itself. We don't do it to prove anything. We do it to continue. So if today hurts, if today you're afraid, if the mirror was hard today, dance anyway. Even just a plie, even just a tendu holding onto the kitchen counter, even just moving your toes from the bed like Alicia did, that counts. That always counts. This is a note in the margin. May it find you when you need it.